There's something really creepy in Wisconsin. Now, I've been hearing a lot of reports out of the Kettle Moraine State Forest. Many people have been having this encounter with this dog like human creature. And they describe it as being this 7 foot tall, half human, half dog type of animal that wanders through the woods. And there have been several hunters in the area of Holy Hill who have reported driving at night having deer carcasses ripped out of the back of their truck. There was even a person who worked for the DNR who said that one night when he was driving, he felt a large thump on the back of his vehicle, and when he looked back, there was this tall creature dragging the deer out of the back of his pickup. And over the past couple of years, we've seen this huge uptick in sightings, especially in the Holy Hill area. So, what is happening in Wisconsin? What are these things? Now, there was a story from this guy named Dale. Dale had lived in Wisconsin his whole life. And he said one night he found himself driving to Milwaukee. Now, he was near the Holy Hill area. Well, he said he didn't anticipate such a long drive, and he was so not focused on what he was supposed to be doing, he forgot to fill up his gas tank. And he said right around the Holy Hill area, right near the Kettle Moraine, his car runs out of gas on this back road. So he calls up some of his friends and his family, and he can't get a hold of anyone, or he can't get anyone to bring him gas. So he realized he was either going to have to walk in the dark several miles, or he could sleep in his car and wait until morning. So he decided he was going to sleep in his vehicle. So a couple hours pass, he's just sitting in his car, and he said from time to time a car would drive by, but he figured they wouldn't pick him up, so he just stayed in his vehicle. Now he had his window slightly cracked to let some air in. He said that's when he started to hear some strange sounds. He said it sounded like something very big was moving through the woods. And he said that's when he looked over to his left, and out the driver's side window, he sees this 7 foot tall wolf like creature. And it is standing on two legs. But he said its legs were sort of inverted backwards. And this thing, he said, just came up to his vehicle and it just started sniffing around it. Now, he was terrified. He couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't leave the vehicle. And he just watched this thing circle his car. And he said that's when this thing began to talk to him. It knew his name. It was saying, Dale, Dale, come out of the car. And he refused to respond. And he said this thing began to torment him and harass him. And every time a vehicle would come down the road, this thing would run back into the forest. And then would it come, as soon as the car left, it would come back out. And all night long, this thing basically harassed him. And he said when the morning came, it left. But he was just petrified. He had not slept through the night, and he just didn't know how to cope with what he had seen. So he said he managed to call a friend crying, and he told him the situation, and the friend actually was able to come and help him out and get him out of that situation. He left his vehicle there. But about a day or two later, he comes back to get his car, and he said there were all of these scratch marks down the side of the vehicle, like something had left it there for him to say, hey, I'm still thinking of you. So is there something happening in Wisconsin where people are seeing these weird wolf-like creatures?